Greetings, hospitable, tenacious, moody, Cancer. My name is Eliane Nicole. I'm an astrologer and tarot card reader, and now I'm going to do the September 2020 forecast for Cancer. And I'm going to start with a tarot reading, and then I'm going to talk about planets and the transits afterwards. And you can watch this video if you have a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It's especially good for the Cancer and the Cancer Rising. But let me see. Okay, so it looks like at the beginning of the month, I see lovers making up, or maybe it's old friends reuniting and reconciling. And it's crossed by the Ace of Pentacles, a new opportunity, a gift, perhaps a financial gift, perhaps just a regular gift. It could be an offer, like a job offer, an opportunity. The basis is about a relationship that hasn't been seeing eye to eye, either a romantic relationship or a creative relationship. It could be that there's a dispute in that relationship or that it's ending. What's leaving is an event, a celebration, a happy time. What could come into being is the Ace of Rods reversed. This is just a delay in a new start, a delay, a postponement. This can also be somebody reneging on an offer. What will come into being? Some good news around mid-month via text, email, letter, or phone call. Fears or insecurities, you're fearing a structure in your life coming down. Others see you. This could be defeated. It could also be just delaying gratification. Your positive feelings have to do with a man, a chivalrous, gallant man who seems to be on the front lines with maybe ideas, thoughts, words. And then the outcome. It looks like a partnership, a healthy, good partnership. And so that's the tarot overview for Cancer. And at the beginning of the month, the full moon of Pisces is emerging in your 9th house. This is going to bring illumination to 9th house topics, which include spirituality, religion, higher truth, travel, exploration, philosophy. The 9th house also has to do with cross-cultural experiences, and it can also have to do with broadcasting or publishing where that is applicable. The full moon in Pisces is a very emotional full moon. It's a very psychic full moon. It's a very poetic, creative, artistic full moon. Pisces is trine Cancer on the zodiac, so that's a harmonious flow of energy. So this can be a very creative and mystical time, but it will be a very emotionally raw, vulnerable, sensitive, emotive time. So keep that in mind. September 5th, Mercury is moving into Libra. When Mercury moves into Libra, it will be moving into your 4th house. Mercury is the planet of communication. It's how we speak, how we think, how we learn, how we listen. Libra is an air sign, so it's a very talkative sign. And it thinks a lot, it talks a lot, it reads a lot. So, during this period that Mercury is in Libra, traveling through your 4th house, there's going to be a lot of communication for you around the topics of home, around the topics of the mother, possibly around the topics of legacy, wealth, real estate, land, the ancestors. You could also be talking about the aesthetic of the home. You could be talking about art for the home or beauty around the home. And also, very possible talking a lot about, equality, fairness, balance, things like that as well in the home. The shadow side of Mercury in Libra is it likes to debate. That's not the shadow side for everyone. For people who enjoy debating, that's actually an upside. But for people who don't enjoy debating, that can feel maybe argumentative or something like that. So yeah, that's basically the journey of Mercury in Libra through your 4th house in September, and that's September 5th until September 27th. And then September 27th, Mercury will enter Scorpio. And I'll talk about that later in this reading. But I do also want to talk about another thing that happens on September 5th, the same day Mercury enters Libra, is that the asteroid Pallas Athene goes direct. And asteroids, they're more like sentences, they're not paragraphs. But Pallas Athene in general has to do with wisdom and strategy and kind of like our chess playing skills and abilities, separate from our emotion. And so Pallas Athene going direct at this time is significant because this might be around the time that you take the first action in terms of some strategies that you have been reconfiguring and rethinking for the past, maybe since May, since everything has been retrograde in Capricorn. So we've all been having, not able to necessarily move forward with things in the way that we want to, but we've had a lot of time to re-strategize, reconfigure, rethink. And now, after a few months of that, like 4 months, right, or something like that, it's time to take the first action, make the first move. And so that's also September 5th. Then September 6th, Venus enters Leo. And Venus is the planet of romance. It's the planet of art and beauty. It's also the planet of socializing. Venus in Leo. Leo's very fiery, very passionate, very warm, very affectionate. This Venus in Leo is traveling through your 2nd house of money and resources. So this could be, receiving a gift from a friend or a lover, or giving extravagant or flashy kind of gift to a friend or a lover. It could be nurturing others or showing your affection towards others with your money and resources. It could be, buying art. It could be something like that. It's also very creative, so it could also be receiving money for your art if you're someone who creates art. And things like that are kind of 2nd house Venus in Leo transits. And I might be leaving out stuff that I'm not thinking of now, but you can always contact me directly for a reading if you want to know specifically how it's moving through your chart. And September 9th is Mars going retrograde. And this is a big aspect this year. Mars retrograde. We've been in the pre-shadow of it. And just in the pre-shadow, we've already seen the explosion in Lebanon, police threatening to strike in New York and Portland, more police shootings of innocent Black people, the explosion in Lebanon, did I already say? The sports athletes teams boycotting, because Mars rules the police, Mars rules the military, Mars rules guns, Mars rules explosions, Mars rules blood, and it rules fighting, and conflict and war And so just in the pre-shadow, we've already seen the things that I just mentioned. Well, September 9th through November 13th, it actually will be in the retrograde. And so in an already intense and dynamic year, this season of Mars retrograde is by far the hottest in terms of like civil unrest and, violence and fighting and a lot of like testosterone energy. And so, Mars for you in your chart is in the 10th house. It's in the 10th house of career and attainment. For some people, that could mean that there is fighting and conflict at work. For others, that could mean that there is just so much to do, a tremendous amount to do, more than seems possible to accomplish at work. For others, it looks like you're dealing with several different personalities at work, in a work or professional environment, because Mars isn't alone in that 10th house. The black moon, Lilith, is there. Eris, the goddess of discord, is there, and Chiron, the wounded healer, is there. So there are these very intensely like wounded and angry and very also strong personalities all in that area of your life. And so and during this Mars season, as it goes back and forth in that house, basically until the January 1st, you were getting a master class in this area of your life, or with these personalities in your life. And for some people, where it doesn't apply to career and attainment, it could apply to situations around the father, because the 10th house can also be the house of the father as well. And so then Jupiter is going direct September 12th, and that's also in the 7th house. And so I told you about Pallas Athene went direct in the 7th house. Next, Jupiter is direct on the 12th. So this will be the second action you're taking in the strategies that you've been kind of reconfiguring internally since spring. The first action was around the 5th, as Pallas Athene went direct, and now Jupiter, it looks like this is a very gracious outward action. You may be rewarded in some way at this time. And also September 17th is the new moon of Virgo. The new moon of Virgo, new moons are very incredibly rich and fertile cosmic soil to plant the seeds of intention that we want to manifest. And the new moon in Virgo is about purging and cleansing and detoxing and self-improvement. And it can also be setting intentions around any gardening things that you want to do, or any service to others that you want to do. The new moon of Virgo is also time to set intentions around health and fitness. And because it's emerging in your 3rd house of communication, you could also, set intentions around any writing projects that you want to do. Virgo is very mercurial, so this is definitely a writer's new moon as well. And any, I said health and fitness goals. The other thing, because it's in the 3rd house, it's also siblings. So any intentions around your siblings that you want to set. The 3rd house is also early learning. So any intentions around your children's education, young children's schooling, or if there's anything new that you want to learn, it's great under the Virgo new moon to set intentions around that. It's also a good time to set intentions around your voice and finding your voice. And so all of that is really great around the 17th for the new moon in Virgo. The new moon in Virgo is sextile Cancer, so this is also a very fertile and creative energy. And it is, really great for Cancer writers to write under this new moon. And September 20th, Juno enters Scorpio. For those of you that are married, this is going to mean probably really good sex with your partner. It could also mean just connecting very deeply on a very deep and intimate emotional level with your partner, experiencing pleasure with your partner, experiencing joy with your partner. And it can also mean getting into really deep, meaningful, profound conversations with your children, for those of you who have children, and for those of you who are working on creative projects, it might mean that you're doing some very deep and probing research around your project at this time. And so, yeah, Mercury will be traveling through. Oh, no. I was just talking about Juno, I think. Anyway, I switched up. But now I'm going to say that the Sun enters Libra on... I mixed up Juno enter Scorpio and Mercury entering Scorpio, I believe, but the energy is similar. But the Sun enters Libra on September 22nd. So during Libra season, Libra squares Cancer. So Libra season may be emotionally tough for Cancer, emotionally challenging. There will be... energies in the air. It can be the issues around the home will be highlighted for sure. Issues around the home, legacy, real estate, wealth, land, the mother, roots, ancestors. All of those issues will be highlighted during Libra season for Cancer. And then Mercury enters Scorpio September 27th, and that is where I meant to say that this is the creative projects, going deep, researching, deep conversations with the children. Juno was what I was talking about before, and Juno went into Scorpio so that's with your mate, and then Mercury is the part with the conversations with the kids and things. So I just kind of morphed them together, but it's both. So it's your spouse, it's your children, plus it's your own creative projects. So all of those are covered by those two aspects, Juno and Mercury going into Scorpio on the 20th and the 27th respectively. And then finally, September 28th, Saturn goes direct. So this is another time where it looks like a big action is going to start happening towards some strategies that you had been reconfiguring for the past few months around work. And particularly, it looks like a step is going to be made forward around this time. So yeah, that is the overview for Cancer for the month of September 2020. If you liked my video, give me a like. If you didn't like it, please give me a don't like, but I hope you liked it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please share this video with other Cancers you know. And please follow me on Instagram at astrology.tarot.Eliane Nicole. I do more regular updates there of what's going on from week to week and day to day, like in my stories and also on my feed. So I would love for you to join my community there. And of course, the best of the best is to contact me directly and have your own cards read and your own birth chart and transits read. It's such a wonderful, empowering tool to have this spiritual map on the journey of life. And so I highly encourage you to, get to know your chart. And thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful September.